told me you wanted to come back and talk about a couple of stories.
Well, I got a great Mafia story.
Well, you got a great Mafia story for me.
Yes, I do. Well, I grew up in New York, and the Mafia was something you heard about, but you didn't really want to know about. And you knew who was in the Mafia, who won. Anyway, it's just a story. But turns out just a few years ago, I was up in New York, and I was making some business calls. I called on a company, and the guy that owned the company had his name on the building. Came out, we chatted, and we made a good rapport, and he ended up signing a contract with us. He said, "Would you like to meet the owner?" Well, I said, "You're the owner, your name's on the building." No, no, no. Brings me around, walking the side of the building. We walk into a room, and there's a great big mural in an office of Paul Castellano. Now, if you're not a Mafia buff, you don't know who Paul Castellano, but he was head of the Mafia back in the 60s or whatever. And sitting in front of this mural is a gentleman by the name, well, I won't tell you his name, but it was his son, sitting at the desk in front of this mural. And I'm getting nervous because I'm going, Paul Castellano, who's this guy? Well, he was connected. You guess who it is. I won't tell you who it is. Anyway, so end of story there. And I was nervous. I was, it's kind of like meeting a celebrity to some degree. I walked out. Now fast forward 1 year. I was back in New York on business, and I was taking another customer. They were taking me out on their boat. They had a nice boat, so we went out on the Great South Bay there. And all of a sudden, he was crying. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Well, I just got the word that the concrete industry is going to shut me down. They're not going to give me any more cement. And cement's the glue that holds all this concrete together." And I went, "Really? Why? What happened?" He goes, "Well, blah, blah." Anyway, long story short, they were going to shut him down. And he was out of business. He'd been in business for 40, 50 years. And they're going to shut him down and give him no more cement. I said, "I got a guy that I know. Let me make a call." Sure enough, I call over. And I asked for this person that we're referring to. I said, "Listen, you remember me?" "Oh, yeah, you're in football." "Okay. Well, listen, I got a customer. He's in the concrete business, blah, blah, blah. They're shutting him down. What do you want me to do?" I said, "Well, can you help him in some way? What do you suggest?" Thinking that they were really wired into the construction industry already. He said, "Okay, stay right there." He called me back 15 minutes later, and he goes, "You got 2 loads a day. Deal with it. And by the way, don't call me. Every time you call me, you want something." I only called him once in my life. And he did. He stayed in business, kept his family in business, because they had a real good heart. He kept his family in business, and the bottom line is his business is still there today. But they were going to shut him down, and this guy with the phone call, and he was connected, Mafia connected. He made the phone call, gave him his concrete, cement that he needed, and he's in business today, just because I knew this guy from a crazy conversation and meeting a year before.
And did you ever call the guy again?
No, I wouldn't dare call him again unless I really knew him. No, I didn't. I was just very grateful that, you're taking a chance just calling these people like, "Hey, by the way, is so-and-so there?" "Yeah, okay. Well, what do you want?" They're very cold, very calculated. Now, what's fun about these people, I hope I'm not telling anything too bad, they invited me to their Christmas party, they meaning the Mafia-connected construction workers. So I go to their Christmas party. Well, they got 2 Christmas parties. One's on Friday, one's on Saturday. The Friday Christmas party is for them and their girlfriends. The Saturday Christmas party is for them and their wives. You talk about nervous. I walked in there and I couldn't believe all the gorgeous women on a Friday. And I thought they were their wives, or at least friends, stupid me. And sure enough, they said, "Well, come on back tomorrow, you'll meet my wife." These guys were just open about it, and I was just, it was amazing to me, because you read these stories, you see these movies about how they socialize and what they don't do. They're very protective. They give their wives all the credit. They give their wives all their respect. But Saturday's theirs. Friday night, different story.
Yeah. What year was this?
Oh, gosh, I'm going to say 5 years ago, so we're talking 2008, 2009.